And we are live here in Eretz Israel, the Holy Land, in this beautiful park, which we'll show you, which is not officially opened. And we're just, meaning I got my puppy over here, and we're going to talk about this week's Torah reading. It's Parshas Vayeitzei. It's the Parsha, the Torah reading where Yaakov leaves his house and he goes to his the house of Lavan, who was his uncle, and he marries his wife Rochel and Leah. A lot of people know the story that he wanted to marry Rochel. He saw through prophecy that she was destined for him, and so he said to Lavan, the father, "I will work for you for 7 years in order to get your daughter in marriage." And that's what he did. He worked for 7 years. And then, but before that, everybody, including Yaakov, knew that the father, Lavan, was a trickster. And so he did everything in his power. Yaakov did everything in his power to make sure that he was going to be tricked. And so he says in Hebrew, Rachel bitka katana. I want your daughter Rochel, and then which daughter is that? Your daughter, and Katana, the small one. There's no question that he didn't want the older one; he wanted the younger one. And then he gave her signs. He gave Rochel signs and said, "Okay, on our wedding night, here are the signs. You'll give them over to me to make sure that you are given to me and not your sister." And he was tricked. And he comes the day after the wedding night, when he wakes up and he finds that Leah is in the bed and not Rochel, and he goes to his now father-in-law Lavan and he says, "What did you do?" And Lavan gives an answer. Now, what would most people do after this answer? So a lot of people, what they would do is they would be really upset. And they would yell and they would scream and they'd say, "I want to see your supervisor. I'm going to the police. I'm going to sue you." All sorts of different things people would do today if someone tricked them like that. They go to the Beis Din, the religious court, and say, "This marriage is nullified because I never had intention to marry her." Yaakov said, "Okay." And Lavan said, "It'll work 7 years for the sister Rochel, the one you wanted, and then all will be good." So Yaakov says, "Okay," and then he does that. He doesn't complain. He doesn't yell. He doesn't scream. It's very big. A lot of people can't do that. And why did he do that? Because he knew that everything is from God. Everything is from Hashem. And there must be a reason that he has to go through this extra effort to get his wife, his real wife that he wanted, which was Rochel. And that is the lesson that we're going to pull out from this, that when things go bad, and this lesson was repeated many times in Genesis and Bereshit, many times things go wrong and people say, "This is from God. It's not from the person that seems to be doing it to me. It's from God." And so I've got to try to figure out, what does God want from me? What extra stuff does he want? What do I need to do now in order to rectify the situation? We can apply this to our current war situation in a sense. We had hundreds of Arabs that came in and killed over 1,000 people. Do we yell and scream, or do we say this is from Hashem? So my rabbi had an interesting take on this, which was during the Six-Day War. Six-Day War took place in 1967, and nearly everybody at the time said this victory, because they were very victorious. The Israelis were victorious. This is a miraculous war, miraculous win, and okay, it doesn't matter how long it lasts. Everybody acknowledged it. But you know something? Miracles also happen the other way. And we're seeing that we had this war where a lot of people came in, and a lot of Jews and Israelis were killed in a way that just boggles the mind, that it just makes sense. And you know what? That's also miraculous. Just like the 6 Day War was miraculous in one direction, this was miraculous in the opposite direction. And what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to blame the IDF? As believing Jews, we're supposed to say, okay, this is from Hashem. What do we have to do about that? I don't know. But we have to at least acknowledge that this miraculous disaster was from Hashem, from God. Accept it, and then move on to the next step. And I'm not sure what that is, but it doesn't matter exactly what that is unless you get to that first step of acknowledging that this disaster was directed by God. And okay, that's our thought for the day. Started with Yaakov was tricked, even though he did everything possible. Like the Israelis built this $1 billion technological fence, like this fence over here, but it had a big hole in it, and people went right through, just like I went right through this fence. And when we have things that we do everything that we in our power to make sure it succeeds, and instead it fails, there's something going on. We have to say, Hashem, what's the story? And try to figure it out. And even if we can't figure it out, acknowledge, okay, this is from Hashem, and I'm going to move on, knowing that Hashem is right here with me. That's our thought for this week. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Wishing everybody health and happiness, and enjoy your turkey if you're eating your turkey on Thursday night or on Friday night. A lot of Jews eat it on Friday night, and I wish you all well.